Hey guys, welcome to the videos where I talk through my rules one by one, talk about what the rule is, what it looks like to practically follow that rule in my day-to-day life, and what the consequence is if I don't. This video series has gone on way longer than I expected it to be quite honest, but part of the reason for that is because I do have a lot of rules and expectations in my relationship. But these rules and expectations, they have grown organically over time. We started out with very few rules, and so I'm not suggesting that you have the extensive list of rules that I have. I'm just sharing what my rules currently are and how that looks in my relationship, just to give you ideas of what you can implement in your relationship if that makes sense for you. Somebody asked recently, how do you keep track of all of your rules? We have everything written down, and we keep a digital copy that can easily be changed and updated in real time so that we always have the most current list of rules at our disposal if we need them. So that is how we keep track of these. That is how we, maintain the structures. But really, we started out with very few rules, and as time went on, as we got really good at maintaining our structures, as Coda got really good at holding accountability for all of these things, we added to them. And some of the things really are kind of not applicable anymore because I don't struggle with them, or because we've kind of grown beyond them. And so we are actually going to be looking through our rules during our next boot camp just to see if there's anything that needs to be added, taken away, modified, just simplified. Because we were looking at our rules the other day, and there are a lot of our rules and structures that seem to just not serve our relationship as well as they could. So we are going through that process even now. And so our rules are really this living document where it is always changing, it's always modifying, it's always being added to or taken away from to serve our relationship. And that is the biggest thing I can tell you about setting up rules in your relationship, is be willing to look at what is serving our relationship. Do we need to add to this to make it better, or do we actually need to take away to make it better for us? And so the rule I want to talk about today, now that I kind of said all that, the rule I want to talk about today is the expectation that I put together a weekly calendar by Sunday night. So this is really all about keeping me on track during the week, making sure that Coda and I communicate, that we're on the same page, that Coda knows exactly what my goals are and what I have laid out to complete each day. Not that he isn't aware, but it's really easy for him to check in with me to make sure that I am staying on task, that I am completing everything that I am expected to complete during the day, that I am fulfilling all of my responsibilities through the week. It's really easy for him to check in on that when it's all in one place. And so he really likes me to put together a calendar. There's so many digital calendar options out there right now. There's also other options, there's apps, there's so many different ways that you can keep track of your tasks, your responsibilities, and really work on time management. And that's really what putting together my calendar does for me, is it keeps me on track. It makes sure that I am well aware of all of the responsibilities that I have to do that day, and it makes it easy for Coda to check in and make sure that I am completing those daily responsibilities, that I am staying on task, and that he can decide if accountability needs to be held if I'm falling short. So because of all that, he really likes me to have the whole week put together by Sunday, and then that way it's all complete. I know what my week looks like. This also gives Coda the opportunity to see if I am being realistic, if I need to modify, or if he needs to step in and set priorities for me. He really does enjoy doing that, where he will look at my list and make sure that I understand what the priority is that he wants me to do that day. So this is just all about communication, is really what it comes down to, is communicating with Coda what is going on during my week so that he can see and set the priorities and lead and guide me through my schedule. If I didn't have that schedule for an entire week, it would be a big deal. It would be something that would completely throw off my productivity. It would make it really hard for Coda to check in with me, to know if I'm staying on track, to know if I am doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing. And so because of all that, it is an extended correction if I neglect to do it, because it's just irresponsible. It's irresponsible and it's disobedient if I don't put this calendar together because Coda wants me to. It's a priority for him for me to have it done. He's asked me to do it, and I need to manage my time in order to get that done. And so he really does expect that to be completed. And so for that reason, it is an extended correction, and I think that that makes sense, that it's a little bit more of a consequence than just a correction. But it's not necessarily a punishment because it can easily be rectified. If I had a bad attitude about it, or if there was more reasoning behind why I didn't do it, he could bump that up to a punishment. But as it stands right now, it is a minimum of an extended correction if I don't complete this calendar. So that is just one way that I stay on track in my relationship, and Coda really does expect that from me. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got something out of this video. Let me know down below what you thought. And of course, if you want to support the channel, links to all the ways to do that is down below for you. All right, guys, thank you so much, and we will talk to you next time.